I'm hearing another bark from over here. It's it's under those steps, I think. It's somewhere. Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, they there.
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you for watching Dog Rescue TV. Subscribe to Dog Rescue TV and stay a while. Let's save some dogs.
We received a voicemail when we came in the morning that there was a dog. Sounded like it was stuck or in some sort of trouble in a vacant building. They could hear the dog just howling, but they weren't quite sure where the dog was located. So we sent out our entire team to search the building and to search around the building to see if we could locate the dog, because it really sounded like it was in distress. When they got out to the location, there were two very large vacant buildings next to each other.
Well, when we arrived on scene, we didn't hear any animals, so we didn't know whether to check the old City Hall courthouse or the fire department. We decided to go into the courthouse, City Hall first, and when we walked in, it was a massive building. I mean, all the walls and floors were dilapidated, everything was falling in on itself, so we were afraid that we might not have made it in time, or it was just a really bad situation. We decided to check every room, top to bottom. There were approximately 4 floors, and also access to the roof. We started on the main level, checked every room that we could.
Hey, there's another floor that goes up.
Then we decided to go to the upper level, check all the floors upstairs.
Damn, look at that. That's pretty scary.
That's gonna be fun. Upstairs we saw old courthouse, old police area where they had massive amounts of just history.
1952. Dude, look at the ticket from 1952.
Alright, well, let's go back this way. You can get down there.
There's a basement to this thing too? Awesome. Hey, old mugshot.
Next we decided to go down into the basement, and it was extremely dark down there. We couldn't see anything without our flashlights. It was a long corridor hallway that looked like something right out of a horror movie. It looked like they had old holding cells for prisoners down there.
Yeah, I'm not walking through that.
What makes you wonder who went through all this stuff?
Some of the holding cells actually had spaces in between to where an animal could easily wiggle its way through, but they were welded shut. So we tried very hard to get into those areas, and we didn't know if there were any dogs back in that area. There was ankle-high sewage back there, but we waded through it because nothing was going to stop us to find a dog if there was any in there.
I think we're about done with this floor.
So we're going to go next door too and clear the firehouse.
Alright.
When we exited the back of the City Hall through the back entrance, we walked through an alley in between the firehouse and the City Hall, and when we were coming around to the front of the building, Investigator Ramos had said that he had heard a dog barking on the inside, and the entire team quickly entered the firehouse to see if we could find that dog. When we checked everywhere that we could possibly get to in that firehouse, we could not find anything.
Yeah.
Until the very last moment, Investigator Jackson had seen a dog in a small opening in the floor.
Hey! How did you get down there?
He's right here.
Hey, sweetie.
That's where you were at, huh? You fell in the hole, didn't you?
There's a tunnel wide that goes all the way down.
When we tried to remove the dog from the crawl space, we had noticed that the crawl space went through the entire perimeter of the building. The dog was very scared to come to any humans, so we used food as a way of coaxing him over to the hole so we could safely remove him from that area.
Good job. Yes. Good job. Go. Right. I did not see anything.
If the team hadn't arrived to get him out of there, no telling what could have happened to that dog.
He was in a crawl space in an abandoned firehouse.
Okay.
We have no idea for how long. But this is still scabby and bloody up here. that part. I don't know if maybe it's an abscess or pop.
When the dog got into our shelter, it was obvious that he was very, very skinny and that he had a wound on the side of his face. It was a laceration, it was severely abscessed, and he's going to take some time to recover from this injury just because it took him a while to get in that condition. You know, it took a while for that abscess to occur, and who knows how long he was down there without any kind of food or water at all. Right now, he's resting and recuperating. He's been through a very traumatic experience. I mean, no food, no water, and you know the kind of the trauma of being trapped and with no hope down there. So we need to give him time to relax and recuperate from his injuries and gain some weight and fight his infection.
Gotta think of a name for him now.
Janet coming up and giving him food.
Barks at everybody, but she ain't bit nobody. But some people scared of her because she jumps out underneath the porch and be barking at them while they're walking.
Is anyone living in this house now that she's underneath?
They don't stay there because they ain't no power. They can
Right.
stay at somebody else's.
Hey, Mama. I
Technically,
see.
they still their house. She already, that's like the second time she had puppies already. So
If this is her second litter, she needs to get spayed.
Right.
That's a primary issue.
Dogs that are not fixed absolutely have free rein that aren't fixed.
And when they have free reign, you know, they come back and then we just have more puppies.
Yeah.
You know, or they have puppies someplace, you know, in these vacant houses, or under these porches or lots or whatever, and then you have a litter of puppies that just continues the lifestyle.
that's why she's in there protected.
Oh, so she's in there right now.
Yeah, that's where she stays more. Unless she don't try to put her in the house, she don't want to go in the house. She'll run underneath the steps.
I see.
I can hear sometimes. I can hear them crying. I think they're like right over here.
So there's babies in there.
Yeah, there's babies definitely. I don't know how many though.
All right. We're going to call this in. That way the babies can be collected.
Yeah, because I worry about the babies.
Hi, how are you? So here's the situation. We have an apparently nice mama dog, but who is violently opposed to anyone getting close to her puppies.
Yeah.
She is up underneath, and she is going to be showing you her teeth as soon as you kind of put your head down there. You can kind of see down here too a little bit, and I guess there's probably glass through there.
Come on.
These puppies are at risk just from the fact that they have parents that, you know, especially a mother dog that, you know, is not being cared for herself and doesn't have good nutrition, you know, and medical attention. Now, the puppies aren't very mobile, so you can get the puppies, but you can't get the mama dog because they jump fences a lot quicker than we do a lot of times. But if you could get the female dog, you're doing everybody a service, especially if those puppies are really young, because they need to be with their mom.
Yeah.
It's part of the whole socialization thing. That's how they learn to be dogs. And they do that by being with their mom.
Yeah, everybody's healthy. Come on over and take a look. Go ahead and put the dog in the cooker.
The mom and the puppies are brought in. You name the mama what?
Angelique.
Okay, and do the puppies have any names yet?
The puppies aren't named yet. We really haven't, got to see what their personalities are like. They're pretty young.
And they all seem to be pretty healthy, though.
So far, everybody is doing really well. They came from a stressful situation. So we've got her in with her puppies, and we're going to let everybody come in and calm down and settle in a little bit.
Hi, Mama.
Lieutenant from the shelter. Lieutenant from guys. We do strictly just Michigan anti-cruelty laws. We investigate cruelty laws. Food, water, shelter, dog fighting, stabbings, poisonings, that sort of thing is what we do. I think for the limited resources that we have, we do quite a bit.
We'll come out and check, what's going on and make sure, people are doing right by their animals.
What's the next?
Possible dog fighting. This house is like it's a vacant house. I don't want to call them kids because they're 18.
They're men. They're grown men.
Yeah. Powers jumped in it, I believe, and we've got like a couple calls on this house before thinking it's dog fighting, but every time we've been there, we haven't seen a dog. The last time we were there, somebody was in the house and we heard a dog barking, but wouldn't come to the door. We just kind of left it open. Today's the day to check back on it. So hopefully we pull up and catch somebody outside or see something.
East Unit's 10-7 at 5316.
This is the house here.
It looks like a couple of homes here.
She's in good shape, but she looks like she's got a lot of milk.
Yeah.
It's a vacant house, so that if anything really bad happens here, nobody's connected to it, and you could just cut your losses. We got people saying, yeah, these are my cousin's dog, he's going to call, but we'll see if that actually happens.
Like I said, this is the first time we caught him up. Yeah. The first two times we came, nothing. We heard one inside, that's it. Well, this time, we got caught. 5 dogs gone. Let's see if somebody's brave enough to come and claim them. I've been wanting to go back to that house just because it felt like something was going on there. So it was one of those calls that I knew something was going to happen. So I'm glad we got there and they were out like they were. When you guys were in the backyard and I was in the front, that's why I stayed close to the front, because we've had situations where everybody go in the back with the police there and kids running up, snatching dogs and just taking off.
And it's because they didn't have no food or shelter?
You gotta be on your toes, especially in a situation like that. All those guys were trying to walk by there, see what we were taking. The Paws jumped with some very dangerous wires that are just strung across the yard, and then they jammed them into the clips on the power meter. So these units tonight from Weyburn with 2. There's 5 total. We got 3 in his truck, 2 in ours, plus he's got some in his truck. Normally what we do for any cruelty animal is they all get examined by our evaluators. Any injuries that they have will be examined by a veterinarian and treated by the evaluators. And we process them, they get their shots. Intakes are done on them, so each animal gets their own individual identification number. We'll take pictures of any injuries, pictures of the dogs just in general. If any dogs have any wounds, we'll let our veterinarians know that if somebody does come to contact us trying to claim these dogs, that we'll be posting medicals so that they can give us a written report of the dog's condition.
She was pretty aggressive at the house, but she has since warmed up and she really likes being rid. She's still kind of
Standing fence in open backyard. Ropes are entangled. One pup has rope tied around waist. Dogs are lying on plywood. I've been in the same spot for months. Pups appear to be in good weight.
And you can see it from the back, you said?
It looked like you could get the alley. You want to take a peek?
Well, this part of it. That guy doesn't look to be doing too good.
Right here. Some kind of way, y'all better find out who did that to her. Because they blaming it on me. They got neighbor there with dogs, neighbor there with dogs, neighbors right here. That's wrong for her to blame that on me. Because they know what they've been doing. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yep.
I knew she was going to blame it on me because I stayed next door to her. And happened to look out here and I called her and told her that the dog looked like he was dead. That was it.
A lot of people can see it.
A lot of people can see it. Don't blame it on me. That was wrong.
I'm hearing another bark from over here. It's under those steps, I think. It's somewhere. Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, they there.
Hi, how you doing? The Humane Society. We gotta call about the dogs.
Yeah.
You got two of them?
Man, I only come to the door.
Okay. All right, and then you got another dog up underneath here, right? The thing is they can't stay like this. Okay. So what I'm gonna need you to do is surrender this dog that's died to us. And we need to get this other one out from underneath here and take a look at it, because if
there's nothing wrong with the dog that's under the house.
He doesn't have adequate shelter. He can't stay like this. He can't just live up under the porch.
That's where he's staying.
But
we don't have no dog house, and we don't have a big enough yard to have no dog house.
I know, but there's state laws about how you got to keep them. You take them both? Yeah. All right. Now let's get some information. All right. What is the name of the dog that died?
Lucky.
It looks like he died pretty recently. Maybe last night, yesterday. Body's still pretty fresh.
The dogs can't stay like this, okay? Right now we got a dog that's died out here.
They normally don't be on the chain.
It doesn't matter.
I understand.
You got them tied up to a piece of plywood, tangled up to a fence. The dog died from that. They can't stay like this. You're in violation of Michigan state law. Your mom's house, she says the dog should go.
Lady, come here. Come out. She's scared of me. Come here, lady.
Hello.
Come here.
Hello, sweetheart. Hello. Hi, sweetheart.
You all right?
All right.
Lady's pretty scared right now.
Think these are brother, sister? Or?
Yeah, they're brothers. What are you doing, huh?
How old she say they were?
6 months.
6 months?
Hey, sweet dog, come. We pick up dogs all the time that are underweight, that have embedded collars, that have died of exposure, and we just follow the steps for each one. Oh, it's going to be up to our veterinarian. We initially looked at that dog and thought, he got tangled up and he probably choked himself or hung himself. Our veterinarian took a look at the dog that we just brought in that was deceased and said that it may have died of exposure. So what we're going to do at this point is post the dog for a necropsy. And if it looks like we have enough, then we'll present it to the prosecutor's office and go from there. See if a warrant can be issued.
Where are we headed to now?
South Street. You know, it sounds like the neighbors have been feeding the dogs, especially during the holiday season. You find people they want out of town. You know, somebody was coming by at night feeding the dogs and the neighbors didn't know it. You know, you get down there and the people have come back from vacation, you know, or they just up and left, so you don't know. We just wait and see what we find when we get there. Abandoned dogs are something that we've always had to deal with. People sometimes leave their dogs in the home and it's the last thing they move out. And people think, oh, they moved out and left their dogs. Well, no, they just haven't taken everything out of their house yet and their dogs are still there. And a lot of times they just up and leave and, you know, the house is trashed and the dog is chained in the backyard and they have no intention of ever coming back. They toss the dog out the backyard with everything else from the house they don't want. That's it. It's a notice that we've had a report that these dogs are abandoned, and it's part of the process that we're going to go through to make a determination about the status of the dogs here. We want to see if anybody's going in and out of this location. You know, one of the ways to show that an animal has been abandoned is to show that nobody's coming and going. I mean, if the tape is broken, then somebody's been in here and done something. It's not, you know, automatically abandoned. Things. She gets most of the food, or how that work?
I separate them when they, yes.
Okay, and she's eating?
Yeah, she's eating. What kind of food?
That's her son's dog. But she's caring for it. He is in a wheelchair. She's going to go in and have a conversation about whether or not they're going to keep the dog or bring the dog in. I kind of want what she needs to do.
Hang out for a minute.
Hang out for a minute. Yeah, dog can't stay how it is.
My lady.
A lot of dogs can do okay on average dog food. Pit bulls and short-haired dogs, they need a higher fat content in the wintertime. And a lot of people buy certain types of dog food, even name brands like Pedigree have low fat content in them. Some dogs will do okay on them, other dogs won't. It all comes down to calories. You know, you got to be able to have enough to burn to stay warm and thrive. And if you don't have enough, that's when you start burning your fat stores and you end up losing weight and becoming very skinny in this kind of weather really quickly, as a matter of fact. So, I mean, we always stress people to buy the highest quality food that they can afford. And first, look at the fat content and make sure it's as high as you can get.
Thank you for watching Dog Rescue TV. You're helping save dogs by watching this video. That's all for now. See you again soon.